you dropped out of Georgia Southern. You and I were talking before we started taping. My two oldest kids graduated from Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
You dropped out. Yeah. Why?
Damn, you gotta say dropped out 5 times.
Okay. Financial.
He gonna make sure I know I dropped out.
Okay.
I can still go back. I'm still enrolled.
Okay, financial aid.
Technically.
Okay.
Technically, I'm
what
still
about
enrolled.
the financial aid?
Okay. Yeah. No, you said what made me?
Yeah. What made you decide to say, you know what? I'm good.
I think just my mind just wasn't there. Like I got to that school and there was such big classes and like, you know, classes with like 2,000 people in it, and I don't know anybody in here, and it's like a huge auditorium. Like I just couldn't make that connection of like knowing what I wanted to do and this scenario. So it just, you know, I couldn't get a grasp for what I wanted to do around that time. So I just started, you know, I was in my dorm around that time, or really my apartment that my mom was paying for. And she thought I was still going to classes, but I had completely stopped. And that was around the time when I really started like studying on my phone, just stuff I was inspired by, like Steve Harvey. I was watching him talk after his shows, talk about the leap of faith or just jump and just stuff like that, or watching P. Diddy interviews or Will Smith interviews and listening to their stories. So they were making a lot of sense at the scenario I was in and what I was feeling and the you know, and what their goals were and how it made them feel. So I think that's what clicked for me. And I was like, okay, this is it. Cause this is really, I can connect with what they say. Like I literally feel exactly what they're talking about.
Right.
So this gotta be it.
Right.
So I had so much faith in me just knowing in my gut, because a lot of people will never take that leap.
Right.
A lot of people will be like, I feel that, but I gotta make sure I'm secure. And I was just on, hey, fuck it.
Right.
Okay.
But your grandma
this or nothing.
Your grandma said, boy, don't call me.
Oh yeah, she was
Don't
so
call me.
mad, man. She was so mad. Look, they came pick me up. You know what I'm saying? I went back down there, they came pick me up. And she was so mad because, you know, from where she's from, she's like, we don't even know nobody that didn't go to school. This is like, I don't know what's gonna happen. They just were assuming the worst. Like they probably thought I was about to get in the streets for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, if he ain't going to school, I know, because I was a class clown. They're like, I know he getting into something. He ain't gonna do nothing good. So when I told them I wanted to be a comedian, they just thought that was just so like, because that sounds so goofy saying. Think about it. It's like I'm being a comedian. It's like saying I'm being a clown.
But what you wanted to do with your life, a degree wasn't required.
Yes.
Me, I went to Savannah State. I majored in eligibility. I needed to stay eligible for the next semester so I could play football. What I couldn't drop out.
You and a lot of others.
But
you and a lot of others.
No, but what really one of the things that helped me go to class, that's where the girls were.
Yeah, man. Yes.
The girls were in class.
Yes.
I needed to see that.
And they'll help you do your work too.
I did their work.
They'll help you do your work.
You
did your work.
I did my girlfriend's
Look at
homework.
You just, hey, come on.
You know,
hey, be real though. Somebody wrote a paper.
No. I did my girlfriend's.
You did all your papers?
I did all my papers.
You did your girlfriend's work?
I did.
Oh man.
I did.
You studious. You don't wear the glasses for no reason now.
Some of you
you really got prescription.
Actually, I told a female that I did my girlfriend's homework, and she said I was corny.
Man, don't listen to them, man.
She say, hold on.
I know the exact type of girl too.
She told me, say, you went to the NFL, so that means you were really, really good in college. I was like, yeah, I was really good in college. And you doing
what?
She said
stripping.
No, she's like, you did. I like,
yeah. Stripping.
I said, but I mean, if my girlfriend loved men and she needed, I believe she would have did that.
Right.
So I thought it was fair play.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Yeah. You just stunting on her.
Yeah, I used to be in the library in the little room, study room. I was.
I feel that.
Man, I'm looking, hold on. A military kid. Your dad graduated from the Air Force Academy. Went to Howard and is on the Wall of Honor nominee at the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum.
I don't know how much of that is true.
Your mom has a master's in science and public health and once worked at the CDC.
You sound like them. That's what they were saying. They're like, you want to be a comedian? Of all things, you got everything. That's what they were saying. They were
Because a lot of times kids do follow the path that their parents, you know, a doctor, lawyer, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but you got to understand, man. Like my parents, no. I mean, my dad was very, and maybe because he was so disciplining us and, you know, being hard on us, I think maybe that is what created me to, I don't know, it was a mixture of a lot of things. My mom
Yeah.
also supported me being funny,
Right.
but to an extent, like she didn't want me to do it at school, but she would let me. She understood that I was like the funny man, and I would always like
because
making
discipline
everybody laugh.
requires you not to get off script.
Right.
It's this. I wake up at this time.
Right.
I do this, and this. I come home. I do this, and this. I go to bed, and the structure is over.
That's
and
how
over
my dad is, though.
Yes.
He literally used to make us make our bed, and he would have us put it into. It's this thing. You it's like these corners. You got to put it's a crease. You got to be at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
And if it ain't, he said if I can't drop a penny on it or something, if I can't drop and it flip or something, I don't know.
Right.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
But it's something with the military.
Yeah.
And we used to have to
that
do
thing got
that.
to be snug. It's got to be tight.
Man, so he don't play it. And I think it was I think it was just genius the way it all came together and my life. I think I'm just thankful that I'm the person I am today. But yeah, my mom would support it. She was recording me and stuff. My dad, not so much, but he would watch all the raw comedy that I learned from.
Right.
He would watch late at night in like the living room, maybe, he'll have a chair like this with the back of it is to where the steps is.
Right.
So I would come down there and sneak and just be watching and looking what he's watching. And he's watching like Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Like, some of the craziest stand-up specials like Richard Pryor.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm just like this behind the corner, just looking late at night, like 2 a.m. in the morning. And I'm just looking, just staring, trying to see like what, like I was just trying to figure out like, what is this? He'll watch just
And
different
that
shows.
was a comedian that turned
And
that too.
Yeah, man.
That you left out prior. But okay.
Yeah. No. But those are the ones that he would watch. But maybe I wasn't a big fan of, but that's where the raw stuff would come from.
Right.
My mom would watch more so like Cedric the Entertainer. And
Okay, I like.
She would watch stuff like that, like, Martin and,
I'm looking at the jobs that you had.
Oh, man.
Scamming.
Oh, man. Don't bring that up.
Worked at Red Lobster.
Don't bring that up.
You probably end up bringing all the biscuits home. Trampoline park, warehouse. How did those jobs shape the kind of skits that you do?
I think that's just all Atlanta, man. Atlanta just is like a melting pot for a whole bunch of ways you can get money. So yeah, that's kind of like what inspired it. But I was a server. I remember I used to work at a.
How were the tips?
The tips was all right. It was all right. They was working good at the time. At the time, I was getting girls, so it was working good.
It seems to me that everything that you did a lot tried to get the honey. You
He like, is that why you did it?
Yeah, you weren't trying to make no money.
Nah, but I'm saying it would help though because I could get my hair cut all the time. So when I would go to work, I worked at a Red Lobster.
Right.
A lot of girls come in there and they drink those.
But they with their honey. But they with their
drink.
dude.
Not all the time. Not all the time. They drink them. They come in there and drink their little frozen drink. Girls' night. Ooh, I'm telling you.
But so hold on.
You hop down.
That's normally the other way around. The guys come in there and talk to the waitress or the cocktail, and not the
I was one of the only male waitresses. I'm telling you, I was trying to knock down everything back there behind back in the kitchen. I'm telling you, I had all girl servers working with me. I was one of the only male dudes that was working. I was trying to get all of them. I actually got caught up trying to talk to all the girls.
Yeah, see, you doing too much.
I got in trouble because they were all gossiping to each other. I didn't know that. I got all their numbers. I'm texting them every time I leave work. I don't know they going and like talking about it somewhere. There's group chats and stuff talking about me. Like, it got crazy. I ended up having to just leave. Yeah,
you had to leave.
I had to leave. But I was like, it's too much. I'm coming into work. I'm getting bugged. And like, man, it's getting
The
crazy.
cheddar biscuits ain't that good.
Man, ain't that good. I'm telling you.
I'm reading that you went to school. You wanted to be a sportscaster.
Oh, yeah. I actually got to talk to Stan Verrett early on when I was at GGC at the first college I was at.
Right.
My school counselor went to college with Stan Verrett. And they were really close friends. So when I met my school counselor and she was like, what do you want to do? I was like, I just want to be on TV. I want to be on ESPN. She was like, oh, one of my best friends from college is Stan Verrett, and he's on ESPN every night. I was like, what? She put me on FaceTime with him, and I don't even know if he remembers that, but yeah, she put me on FaceTime with him, and I had a conversation with him, and he was just like, man, just stay consistent and stay in school. Wasn't the best advice. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was.
Well, clearly you ain't
yeah, clearly I ain't following the footsteps.
You dropped out of school shortly after that. So.
I ain't hear nothing he said. But yeah, man, he's a good guy though. He was a genuine dude.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we do something before two something.